Hey everybody, it's your old pal Robert from ThrillRide.com. How you doing? So this is the first episode I'm putting up since the fires we all experienced here in Southern California. I was incredibly fortunate. I lost power for a couple of days, but other than that, had no issues, didn't have to evacuate. I'm in a good spot, not too close to anywhere the wildlife areas are that were so much more vulnerable to big combustions. But yeah, really wanted to just give thanks to all the firefighters and the emergency personnel people. Amazing the work they did. It was just a awful experience. And I know it's going to take the region years, maybe decades to fully recover, but very grateful for the help we got. Incredible. And it reminded me, a few years ago, I went down to take a look at the L.A. Fire Department Museum, which was spectacular. Loaded with incredible history, learned so much about the history of firefighting, and discovered not too long ago that there are quite a few museums in the area that are dedicated to firefighting. And there is the L.A. County Museum of Firefighting here in Bellflower, California. So had a little time this morning and wanted to come down here and take another look around at a place that honors some of the bravest, most courageous people alive. Really, really grateful for everything they do. So yeah, very excited to see what the LA County Fire Museum has to offer. So let's go take a look around. So the Los Angeles County Fire Museum is located here at the main event center in Bellflower. And yeah, $5 admission and 12 and under free. That's a hell of a bargain. And right here in the lobby, there is a kind of a plaque on the floor honoring the main event center, dedicated January 25th, 2018. And I love that right up the center, it's got a fire pole. That's fantastic. I doubt we're going to get a chance to drop down, but that's still pretty neat. And over here to the left of the kind of main entrance lobby, there's a little mini fire truck. I like that. And yeah, here is kind of the entrance where you buy your ticket. And they have a little mini gift shop here in the counter. But yeah, let's head on in. And they do have a guest book you can sign, and oh yeah, look at that, here we go. Ah, fantastic. Oh, right in here, this incredible collection of firefighting vehicles and this amazingly ornate kind of extended hose off this old horse-drawn wagon. Look at that, water tower number 2. Oh, that is spectacular. What a beautiful piece of equipment. Look at that attention to detail on the kind of fire hose nozzles. So beautiful. Wow. Oh, and look at the exposed gears and chains for raising and lowering the hose. Oh man. Yeah, we've certainly got more, I'm sure, high-tech and efficient ways of getting water to a fire, but boy, this earns so many bonus style points. So according to that sign, this is called a 1903 American, and it looked like it did duty up in Sacramento. Oh man, again, the kind of fit and finish, so beautiful. The Metropolitan, built by the American Fire Engine Company. Wow, nice. So it says, our American Metropolitan has been in our collection since the museum purchased it in 1984. Originally in service with the Sacramento Fire Department from 1903 until the mid-1920s, this engine went on to Fox Studios and was used in numerous movies, including Gone with the Wind. Awesome. So this engine here is a 1965 Crown. and identified as engine number 60, assigned to the Universal Studios and seldom left on the lot. During the 70s, a television show called Emergency debuted and became a major success. The show told the stories of early Los Angeles County Fire Department paramedics. I didn't realize that the paramedic units formed that recently. I mean, within my lifetime. That is mind-blowing. So I got to speak with one of the docents here, a really amazing person by the name of Bill Ridgway, who was one of the first LA paramedics, and gave me a little bit of the history of how the paramedic units started here in the fire departments. And then he became a consultant for the classic show Emergency back in the day, which I was a huge fan of as a kid. All about these fire rescue teams and everything. Just fascinating.
Well, in 1969, Dr. Criley, he had the idea of having firemen create rescues. We were called the Heart Rescue Unit, and that's what we were.
Oh, there you go. Nice. All right. Yeah. Cool.
And he was visiting in Ireland somewhere, and there was a little town that had the hospital in the center of the town. When they had an incident, they would nurse and doctor would get in this ambulance and drive out to the person, stabilize them, and bring them back to the hospital.
Gotcha.
And that's why he wanted to have firemen, because we were sprinkled out through the area.
Sure, makes sense.
The idea was within 5 minutes you could get there, and that's the critical time of a heart attack. And so he met with the fire department, the supervisor, and then got another doctor involved, and so he, and I believe it was July, they got 6 volunteers, and then in September they put out for 6 more, and I was in the second 6.
Awesome.
And we all graduated together. And that's kind of how the paramedics started.
Right.
And then I was the first one to leave, because the engineer's exam was coming up, and this vehicle is stick shift.
Oh, wow.
And you have to double clutch it.
Sure.
And so this is not easy to drive.
That's
and
old
if you miss
school.
a gear and driving, I think you kind of fail.
Yeah.
And then you have the other test is the hydraulic test, and they give you draw a card and you read it, and you have to pump up to that pressure.
Oh, right.
If you miscalculate, then you fail. I was fortunate enough that I passed both.
And so then when did you get hired as a consultant on the TV series Emergency?
We weren't hired. We were volunteered.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They paid. We didn't get paid. They detailed us there for that week, and then the studio paid the fire department
as compensation for
to pay someone to work my spot. And so when the show started, Adam 12, Jack Webb, and
that was another show I loved. Yeah,
Senator produced Adam 12.
Yeah.
And it got towards the end, the 7th year or something, 6th year. He says, we need to get a new gig, because maybe we have a year to go. We got to find something else
to get started. Why do we do?
So Senator was out driving around to different venues, and he happened to be at Harbor Hospital, and we come in with a guy in a gurney holding an IV bottle, and he goes, "What's that?"
Yeah, who are those guys?
That's our fire paramedics. Jack.
I got an idea.
we got our show. And it was very rewarding.
Not bad. We were saving lives.
I gave a speech one time, and I said, "There's nothing more exhilarating than bringing life back into this world and bringing life into this world."
Right. There you go.
It's quite a rush.
And here's a very well put together information graphic about the history of the American firefighter. And that history dates all the way back to 1600. And look at this. They even had some dedicated equipment. A pumper from 1678. Wow. And dig that very dapper fire hat from 1740. That is stylish. And here's a display cabinet of some uniforms with a case that contained an H-H inhalator, which I assume is some sort of breathing apparatus. And yeah, look at that old coat and a helmet from Engine Company number 12. So this 1974 Dodge, a model D300, body custom built by Universal Studios Crafts Unit. This 1974 Dodge is the most famous rescue squad in the world. Originally, it was owned by NBC Universal and served as the fictional LA County Fire Department Squad 51 in the TV show Emergency. Before Emergency debuted, paramedics were unheard of. Incredible. I would not think of motorcycles as pieces of firefighting equipment, but indeed they were. And this beautiful Harley Davidson dates back to apparently from 1937. Harley Davidson motorcycles were purchased in the 20s and 30s and used into the 1950s as patrols in the mountainous regions of Los Angeles County. So this is a 1923 American LaFrance, which is a type of fire engine manufacturer I'd never heard of until I visited the LA Fire Museum. And this engine originally served the fire department in Lake Tahoe, Nevada. I just can't get over the level of ornamentation on these very early wagons. I mean, they're just works of art. Look at that. Stunning. I'll tell you, man, the Victorian era, they knew how to glam up just about anything. Oh, so beautiful. So this 1947 Ford Rescue 11 panel wagon is a replica of an actual vehicle that was used, and James O. Page would be assigned to Rescue 11 in 1957. Early in his career, rose to the rank of battalion chief in LA County. He became a lawyer, started a publication known as the Journal of Emergency Medical Services, and was the reason the 1970s television show Emergency was based on the LA County firefighter paramedics. Man, look at this. This hydrant was removed from the rubble of the Twin Towers. Oy. Just incredible. Yeah, I was living in New York on 9/11, and to this day, it still seems impossible that that actually happened. So this must be the oldest engine they have here, an 1888 Silsbee. We currently only know that this engine was originally in service in the small Ohio village of Cedarville. It was pulled to the scenes of fires by men, not horses. Interesting. Many small communities did not invest in the costly horses and continued on with hand-drawn equipment until the advent of motorized fire apparatus. And here's a Disney connection. In 1951, the Silsbee was purchased by Ward Kimball, who was one of the original animators for Walt Disney. Ward had a Dixieland band known as the Firehouse 5+2, and the Silsbee made the cover of at least one of the band's album covers. Awesome. This is stuff I did not think I was going to get to see today. So cool. So this 1916 American LaFrance is another vehicle that Ward Kimball purchased, and it actually ran down Main Street carrying the Firehouse 5 band. And you can see there they got the Firehouse 5+2 sign in the back. You can see looks like an album cover from Disneyland. Yeah, look at that. Grizzly Flats Volunteer Fire Department. Amazing. And then down here, there's one of their album covers featuring the LaFrance. Oh, wow. Incredible. So after Ward's passing, the engine was donated to both engines were donated by Ward's wife, Betty. Yeah. Oh. Man. I did not think I would see vehicles that operated on Main Street, U.S.A. in Disneyland today. That is serious bonus. Awesome. So this pulled wagon next to Ward Kimball's American LaFrance was another kind of pump vehicle that was used in the 20s until like I think the late 1940s, and it would be brought out into remote areas and could pump water from lakes and rivers. locally to extinguish fires. And look at this beautiful lantern there, Eagle One. These are two fun display cases filled with fire engine toys. And yeah, for sure, Emergency had a lot of branded merch. Dinky, a bunch of rescue equipment. Yeah, I know as I was a kid, I had a bunch of metal die-cast fire engines. Don't know where they all went, and I miss them. So when I was growing up here as a very young child in Southern California, I went to a preschool in the area, and in the afternoons we would have our little outdoor playtime. And there was a fleet of pedal vehicles for all of us to choose from. You know, all kinds of things, little cars, simple stuff. But there was a fire truck. Not quite as, nothing like this firefighter unit number 508 up here, but everybody wanted that fire truck. That was by far the most popular toy to ride during the afternoons. So I stand corrected. This vehicle here, a Tivoli hose cart, is the oldest in the collection. And looks like it dates back to 1855. And it says at the bottom there, to fully appreciate the age of this incredible piece, you must first comprehend that it was built 6 years before the Civil War began. Yeah, that is, that's impressive. And once more, just look at that, Tivoli 39 hose, Philadelphia, PA. So this vehicle from the Prescott Fire Department, also part of the Granite Mountain Hotshots, was involved in a horrible fire that took place in 2013, the Yarnell Hill fire. And it burned for well over, looks like a week, 2 weeks maybe, and was just devastating. The fire temperature peaked at 3,000 degrees. And all these incredible firefighters finally extinguished the blaze without a single loss of civilian life, but 19 firefighters perished. I've never seen this movie, only The Brave, and I'm only very vaguely familiar with it, but it dramatizes the events of this devastating fire and the incredible bravery of the Granite Mountain Hotshots. Look at that, good cast. Josh Brolin, Miles Teller, Jeff Bridges, and Jennifer Connelly there too. I need to look for that. That looks amazing. So this is a 1928 Seagrave, and it has some connection to recent events. Engine 12, pumped 750 gallons per minute. And the museum purchased the engine in 1990 from a firefighter who had restored it, but it was not restored to its original look, its cosmetic appearance in 1928. So the museum is in the process of taking care of that. But it says that the Seagrave was the second engine placed in service in the Altadena Fire Protection District. And that original fire station, built in 1928, is still in service, making it the oldest active Los Angeles County fire station. And I have to ask, I wonder if that station still exists, because Altadena was one of the neighborhoods just utterly destroyed by this latest set of fires. So I hope it's still around. And this kind of boxy Ward LaFrance engine, getting a little more modern in appearance and certainly upgraded technology. And the alarm bell generously donated by emergency cast member Marco Lopez. Right on. And here's an early outfit with some breathing apparatus as well. Yeah, when you have to put that thing on, you're really entering something pretty scary. Here's directions for how to put on this breathing gear. Wow. I can't see a date when this was produced, but that goes way back. Well, this is amazing. Another very informative docent told me that these are challenge coins. Just like in the military, the fire departments have their own challenge coins. And of course, you got to earn these. That is super cool. Yeah, look at some of these details.
actually until this guy came around.
Oh, that's great. And here's a bust honoring James O. Page, Fire Chief, State EMS Director, author, attorney, GEMS founder and publisher, EMS innovator, champion, and leader. Indeed. And there is an issue of GEMS, the Journal of Emergency Medical Services. I really came to visit this museum cold and did not know that so much of its information here is all about the development of the paramedic units and the creation of the emergency television show. Fantastic. And I did not have an emergency lunchbox, but if I had one signed by Mantooth there, I'd be a very happy kid. And I think this is a pretty cool detail. Here is a firefighter suit with a little axe built in to the suit, so you have ready access to something to break through a door or a window or clear brush. Yeah, that's smart. And here's some more equipment on the right there, an old Datascope defibrillator. Yeah, you hope you never have to have one of those attached to your chest. And I'm not quite sure what this, I guess another field phone with that old rotary dial.
Yeah, we have one of
here's
our
another
challenge
one.
toys.
And if my memory serves, they also had something like this at the LA Fire Museum, and these are little models of various LA County fire stations. What a cool way to commemorate the various units. It's funny seeing all the different architectural styles that were used to build them. Look at this kind of old school. Oh, and from Bellflower. The model represents 1923 to 1950. Neat. I love these old firefighting helmets with the kind of the big metal plaques. I don't know what you would call those, affixed to the front. Somehow feels very elegant. And yeah, look at all this. Looks like vintage fire horns that they would blow to signal or alert persons in the field, maybe? Yeah, cool. And I love the way some of these identified various ranks. You've got division chief on the left and battalion chief on the right. I like this assistant chief helmet, and I wonder what the 3 horn symbol represents. I have a feeling that must signify something. If anyone knows, please leave a comment down below. And here's a helmet with 2 crossed horns. And again, I'm wondering if that is some sort of designation of rank, perhaps. And I like the dimensional kind of badge on the front of this assistant chief helmet. Boy, it sure looks like that helmet on the left there, number 31, saw some pretty intense active duty. And look at this beautiful vintage firebox. Break glass, pull handle down, let go. From the Keystone Iron and Steel Works. All right, I think that is going to bring this one to a close. So as always, thank you so much for coming along. And I hope you enjoyed a quick look around yet another just fantastic museum, and especially one devoted to the history of firefighting, which the more I'm learning about it, the more I'm impressed and blown away by all the detail. Its history just is endlessly fascinating, and firefighting history is right up there with among my new favorite topics. And I'll put a link at the end of the video here to the LA Fire Museum video. If you enjoyed this one, I'm sure you'll enjoy that as well. So yeah, if you're still here, so grateful, and I'd only ask that you'd consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing, sharing, anything like that always helps support the channel. And the other way you can support the channel is by purchasing a t-shirt from thrillrags.com. These are phony vintage dark ride and amusement park t-shirts, and every sale helps support the channel. And of course, I always say thanks to all of you who have purchased shirts, and thanks to all of you who will. So in the meantime, take care, and we will catch you in the next one.
Yeah.